So what are the easiest countries in Europe for Americans to move to? You've probably seen those viral TikToks or dreamy Instagram reels showing people, sipping wine in Italy or working remotely in Portugal. But just how realistic is it really?
New horizons start to glow. One-way ticket to the sun. Your expat life has just begun.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Expat Livin Podcast. I'm Danielle, mom of four, attorney, professional paperwork slayer. I'm here with my hubby and partner in all things life in Expat Livin, Guillermo. And we've done the move ourselves. We've handled all the migraines, the mountains of paperwork, and all the why didn't that translate correctly moments, right? So today we're talking about the top 10 countries in Europe that actually make sense for U.S. citizens to move to, whether you're retiring, working remotely, or just craving a change of pace.
Yeah, before we jump in, a quick disclaimer, immigration rules change all the time. What we're sharing is based on current information. So you'll see a fact sheet for each country pop up on screen. Use that as your checklist, but always double check the latest requirements before you apply.
Yeah, and hey, if you want help navigating all of these moves, check us out at expatlivin.com for our courses, visa guides, and coaching programs. We built them to help you go from that dreaming about it to actually doing it.
Yeah, so first let's talk about how we chose the top 10 countries. They have a clear residency path for non-EU citizens, not just long tour stays. And requirements are reasonable for many viewers in terms of income, savings, insurance, etc. Quality of life and infrastructure are solid.
And we'll also point out those gotcha moments like bureaucracy, taxes, housing, language. All right, so let's take a deep breath, get your passport ready, and let's rank these countries in an order that balances ease with livability.
Awesome.
All right, so let's start with number 10, and that's Ireland. Let's start with the country that everyone asks me about. The Emerald Island, English-speaking, gorgeous, friendly, full of folklore and coastline that's going to want to make you write poetry on accident. And most importantly, yes, it is possible.
Yeah, but it's not the cheapest. Let's just be upfront about that. The main visa route for Americans is what's called an independent means or retiree style permission. Basically, you need to show you can support yourself without working locally. Now, it's going to cost you around, let's say, 50,000 euros a year for singles and more if for couples. You also need proof of savings and private health insurance. But the lifestyle, it's amazing. Just maybe, pack an umbrella and get your moody chic mindset down.
Right. So the main path here is for Americans is the retiree independent means style permission for people who can support themselves without working locally, as Guillermo said. What you want to look out for, what to confirm, is the annual income thresholds, because they could change. They're commonly cited around 50,000 euros range per singles and higher for couples. Also, evidence of that lump sum for your major expenses, private insurance. Why people love it is the English is the main language. Culture is rich. Travel is easy. Food is better. And, it's a lot of fun. I love Ireland personally. So
yeah.
The trade-offs here, though, are housing can be tight. It's the cost of living is a little bit higher. The weather can be moody. And you'll likely have to apply in Ireland.
All right, so number 9 is the Netherlands. Netherlands has a special deal with the U.S. called the Dutch-American Friendship Treaty, or DAFT. It's a great option for entrepreneurs who want to start a business in Europe.
Yeah, and by business, we don't mean that you need to open up a storefront or anything like that. It's a lot of people just register a one-person service company, like a consulting, marketing, design, whatever, you name it, that'll do it.
Yeah, and so here are some of the pros. Incredible infrastructure, biking culture, English everywhere. Some of the cons, high costs in Amsterdam, and gray winters.
And what you want to confirm, things you look out for, is the minimum business or capital deposit amounts required for your business, acceptable business forms, health insurance, the 2026 tax updates that might affect you, and why it's attractive, superb infrastructure. We already talked about biking culture, English, and it's compact, day trips galore. The trade-offs here are higher cost of living in the major cities. The winters are gray, and you do need to actually operate some kind of business. This isn't a shell company. You have to have some kind of business. And many DAFT applicants keep a simple one-person service company with a real client or two just to make sure they're following guidelines.
Yeah. So
And number eight is Italy. Italy is the
Yeah,
land
one of
of
your favorites.
pasta. I know, I love it. Art and bureaucratic chaos.
Yeah, you love it though, right?
No, I do. The elective residency visa is going to be the classic route here, perfect for retirees or people with passive income. It's all about showing that you can live there comfortably without working locally.
Yeah. Now, just remember, every consulate has different income minimums, right? And
Crazy.
absolutely right. And patience is not optional. Italian paperwork can absolutely test your soul.
What you want to confirm here is the annual income minimums, because this can vary by consulate, believe it or not. Proof of accommodations, private health insurance, and you're going to have to apply from home. What's wonderful here is the lifestyle diversity of regions, and they have smaller cities with great value. But some of the trade-offs are that bureaucracy is really going to test your soul, and some rural incentives will require you to have a car and a lot of patience. A pro tip here is target mid-sized cities with rail lines like Parma, Lecce, Bologna, and they have less tourist churn.
Yeah, for sure. Number 7, France. So yes, next up is France. France is surprisingly accessible if you got steady income and savings. The long stay visitor visa is one to look at. It can work if you show sufficient steady income like savings, health insurance, and housing.
Yeah, right. And the lifestyle here is really unbeatable. Great healthcare, trains everywhere, croissants the size of your face. Just remember to say bonjour before you say anything else, because it's the magic password to French civility. And what you want to confirm here is the monthly income levels that your consulate is going to expect. There isn't one number across for all of them. And you're going to have to apply from home for this one. And why it's great is, again, the trains, healthcare, walkability, a mix of city, country, coastal living, all the baguettes, bike baskets confirmed. Everything is beautiful there. There's lots of big cities like Paris, you're going to want to watch out for. Those are going to cost a little bit more. Number 6 is Bulgaria. Bulgaria is one of these hidden gems. It's super affordable, and there are retiree routes available for those with pensions or passive income.
Yeah, for sure. Key things, mountains, the Black Sea are great value, right? But yeah, expect slower bureaucracy. What you want to confirm are things like qualifying pension again, income, health insurance, accommodation, and whether your local consulate wants you to apply at home. Now, why it's appealing, low cost of living, and again, those mountains and Black Sea that I mentioned before, and growing expat pockets. Now, what are some of the trade-offs? Language outside major cities, a little tough, winters, and slower bureaucracy. Now, pro tip is treat Bulgaria as your home base strategy. Affordable living, and then you can just travel all around Europe on trips.
Yeah, number 5 is Cyprus. Cyprus has sunshine, beaches. It's an easygoing vibe. Americans can apply for what's nicknamed the pink slip.
Pink slip?
Yeah, it's a temporary residence permit for people with sufficient means.
Well, that's nice. Just be ready for the summer heat and some island pricing. But if you want the Mediterranean life with English widely spoken, it's an absolute great fit.
Yeah, what you want to watch out for here is the required annual income, bank deposits, guarantee amounts, medical checks, insurance, and proof of lease or property. Ask whether you can apply in country. And why people do like it is the island lifestyle. Sunshine, English is widely spoken, and there's lots of expat areas. Paperwork is typically straightforward. But some of the trade-offs are summer heat, island pricing for utilities, and that relaxed pace, it can be irk you.
So pro tip here, budget extra for AC. It's not the place to play thermostat chicken. Now, hey, if any of these countries are sparking ideas for your move abroad, take a second to visit expatlivin.com. There you'll find free guides, our full expat courses and relocation services, community programs that help you plan your move step by step, from visas to housing to taxes.
Cool. All right, let's jump down to number 4, and that's Latvia. The Baltics are beautiful and practical, and Latvia is becoming really popular with remote workers and retirees. It's a great quality of life, low cost, and beautiful historic cities.
Yeah, just bring real winter clothes, like actual winter clothes. Yeah, what to confirm here? Monthly income again, savings thresholds, age qualifiers for retiree routes, health insurance, and whether permits lead to longer term residency. Now, why it's great? Walkable historic centers, nature, good value, and well-run services. Trade-offs, cold winters. Language outside Riga is sort of tough, and you'll want solid cold weather gear, like actually warm Philadelphia winter coats. Absolutely need
cry.
Sorry,
Number 3 is Spain. Spain, that's our home. It's still one of the best options for Americans.
Yeah, Spain is a crowd favorite with 2 major visa options. The non-lucrative visa for those with passive income or savings or retirees, and the digital nomad visa for remote workers.
Yeah, Spain offers a great lifestyle. It's family friendly. There are beaches or mountains, both. But housing in big cities can be a challenge. Still, if you explore beyond Madrid and Barcelona, like Valencia or Malaga, then you'll find some gems. But what to confirm here are the income savings thresholds for the non-lucrative visa, often tied to Spain's IPREM multiplier, the DNV salary requirements, private health insurance is required, and whether or not you can apply from home. Why we love it: the sun, the beaches, the mountains, the islands, excellent transportation, it's family friendly, the culture, the food, trade-offs, the big city, housing differences, over-tourism in some spots. Spain is a country of regions. Look beyond the famous 3, Valencia, Malaga, provinces, and
try those
Madrid.
northern gems like Oviedo up there in the north. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's lots of hot areas.
All right, let's jump into number 2, Portugal. Portugal has been the go-to gateway for years for many Americans. The D7 visa for passive income and the new digital nomad pass or remote work routes are both great.
Yeah, just plan ahead because housing costs have jumped in Lisbon and Porto. But the smaller towns like Coimbra and Tavira, they still offer great value. What you'll want to confirm here are income minimums, housing requirements, often 12 months lease is required, private health insurance, and where to apply, whether it's consulate or in-country appointments. Why it works: it's friendly, safe, English is commonly spoken, and the coastal towns, the countryside are beautiful and cinematic. The trade-offs here are going to be rising housing costs in Lisbon and Porto, and you still need to plan for taxes carefully. A pro tip: explore mid-sized places like Coimbra, Braga, Tavira for a better value and community.
Yeah. That brings us to number 1.
Number 1, finally, our number 1 spot goes to Greece. The financially independent person visa and the digital nomad route are going to make it truly accessible for Americans. It's reasonable thresholds, lifestyle variety, and solid value.
Yeah. And the lifestyle, the history is incredible. The coffee culture, it's just hard to beat. Just get ready for some paperwork patience, like some of the other places. Well, you want to confirm the monthly income again, minimum for your FIP and DNV, commonly quoted around mid-4 figures before taxes for the principal, health insurance, accommodation, and whether in-country steps are allowed after an entry visa. Now, why it's number 1 for many: islands versus mainland, ancient history with modern coffee culture, and you can live well outside the most touristy spots. Now, trade-offs: paperwork patience, some language barriers, and Athens traffic. I still remember those hills. Pro tip: if islands are your dream, costs and logistics vary wildly. So scout in person before signing a long lease.
I just want to mention some honorable mentions. They're harder than they look. Yeah. Albania. Americans can often spend long stretches visa-free, and there are remote work options there. But always check the residency versus tourist stay rules and whether it leads to permanent options. Some with fantastic value are Estonia, Slovenia, and Romania. They have possible business routes, remote work visas as well.
How about Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Czech Republic, Norway? They all have UK stunning and very livable, but tougher, higher income quotas, language, or specific work skills. The UK also lacks a general retirement or digital nomad path for US citizens, so think work or family routes for those places. Now, taxes. A few reminders before you pack your bags. Americans are taxed on worldwide income. Say it again, worldwide income. So talk to a cross-border tax pro before you move. Health insurance is almost always required, and many visas require you to spend a certain number of days per year in the country. Don't skip this. People lose status over it. Cool.
Yeah, and finally, the language. A little local language goes a long way, and in some countries, it's part of the pathway to permanent residency or citizenship, like in Switzerland. We always recommend that you learn the language for the country.
Yeah, I know. We said a lot of the pros were speaking English in the country,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean we advocate not learning the local language.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, remember that you want to match your lifestyle with the country that you're moving to. So if you prefer English, Ireland, Netherlands, UK, those kinds of things. If you prefer culture, Spain, Italy.
On a budget, Bulgaria, Latvia could be your secret weapon, right? All
Right,
those types of
yeah.
things, right?
So you want to really look within yourself before you actually go ahead and make the move.
Cool.
All right, my friends. Well, if you're serious about moving abroad, check us out at expatlivin.com or join our Expat Livin community for access to our visa checklist, live Q&As, and meet with other people who've already made the move.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll find everything you need, from practical guides to those wish somebody told me these types of tips. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's all that we have for today's episode of the Expat Livin Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, we're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be.